At the same time, it means attending events like this and learning from other women who've gone through things and asking, then what happened? Because all that knowledge you're internalizing, you're learning from. It's knowledge you did not have before. So your intellectual capital is what you continuously pour into yourself. It's the music you listen to, the books you read, it's the environments you put yourself into. Because you're taking it all in and it's banking into your brain. It's banking into your life. You got that?
Yeah.
Right. Third capital, social capital. So when it comes to social capital, the world has become so difficult for all of us. If it was 20, 30 years ago, you could do anything you wanted and nobody would know what happened. Now, social capital. The premise of social capital is, what do people say about you when you are not in the room? So I hear a lot of people say, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It does. It really, really does. And the reason why it does is because when you're not in the room, people are honest about their experience with you. So when you're there, they'll say, oh, you're lovely. But you only walk out the room, they'll be like, that one. It's when you make that application for a loan at the bank, and you know that person you're rude to is sitting on the selecting committee and comes across your name and says, It is that contract you want with a company and you think this partnership is going to be amazing. And that person that you ignored or was like, who are they? They didn't look right, they didn't sound right, is actually the person making the decision and signing that contract. Social capital is what people say when you are not in the room. And now on social media, it's taken a new turn. We join groups on Facebook, we join groups on WhatsApp, and we comment in passing. Do we know who's in the room? Do we know that that person we're going to meet maybe at the money soirée? And they'll be like, it's that one. Remember that comment, that one. Social capital is driven by you. Is that opportunity you give to that little boy who needed a ride to school and you thought you were passing him every day on the road, who then becomes the governor of the Reserve Bank. And then you have a business many years later on, and he's the one who signs it off because he remembers you, because you are no longer in the room, but your actions, your words, your deeds spoke for you. Social capital is the ability to build networks and relationships and be your most authentic self and allow people to see you for who you are, because they're going to open doors that you have no knowledge about many years into the future or many days into the future. So your question should be, how am I cultivating my social capital? How am I building? Who am I building with? Who am I seen with? Who am I working with? Why am I doing it? It's checking yourself when you're angry before you respond to a message, or even a person. Asking yourself, am I really that angry? And when it comes to your children and your inheritors, social capital is teaching them the responsibility of that. When you were younger, there was no social media, but they do not have that luxury. They cannot go on social media and comment because they carry your name, they carry your legacy. It's speaking to them now, not later, and saying, whatever you say now, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years into the future, you might be sitting at the chair of CEO of this company. You might not understand what it means now, but I do. Don't post it. Social capital also means be on social. attend events, go onto social media, not because you want to be seen, but because you want to build a brand, like Mutendi says. You'll find when I was doing Jewel magazine, I always posted on Facebook. But when I moved over to the wealth space, I realized that people still need to find me. So you will find my LinkedIn, my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my Twitter page. But you will find that content on there is curated. I will put what you need to know about me. So when you make a decision about me, you know who I am and what I do. And everything else that's personal, I take it down. So my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, is closed off. And I started calling people from there. If I haven't talked to you in 6 months, you're not part of my personal life. I don't want you to have access to my personal life. I don't want you to have access to my children, to my husband, to anybody that's in my personal life. And even then, I still do not allow you to tag me. I do not allow you to just post on my page. And I will curate what I put on that page. Because at any point in time, if by any era Facebook opens it up, it is still my social capital. I will not comment on anything I feel emotionally about. I will look at it, I will pass. You don't always have to have an opinion. And if you do, keep it to yourself. Because there's someone who's going to be offended by it. And why would you want to be offending people as you walk? So you need to think about it, and then you need to execute it. Because social you do not control. It shouldn't control you, but you should be intentional. You got it? Right. Capital number 4, your spiritual capital. So your spiritual capital speaks to who are you as a person inside. What do you align with? What do you believe in? It is your values. It is your belief system. In a world where we have so much different diversity, you need to be clear about who you are. What are your value systems? What do you believe in? Some people will say, I align with my faith, so I'm Muslim. On Fridays, we don't work. My business is closed. If you go to Dubai, you know on Friday everything is shut to a certain hour. Because you know, no matter how global Dubai is, they are a Muslim country. That is their value system. There's certain things they will not allow you to do, and there's certain rules and regulations they have. In Zimbabwe, we say we're a Christian country. So we observe Christmas and Easter because that is our value system. Who are you in your family? Who are you as an individual? What do you align with? Are people very clear about that? Because it's going to dictate how you run your companies. It's going to dictate who you do business with and how you do business with them. And it's going to set an expectation. If you have a value system that you're very clear about, then people will know that this is where the line stops with you. This is doable, this is not. Your value system shouldn't change without you having a very clear understanding of why you're changing it. Because it's your identity. It's what people see you as, and it's what people believe you are. A lot of times, as families, we do not speak to our children about our values. We assume they will learn, they'll figure it out. It starts burning us when we want to do that wealth transition because they don't know who we are. Inheritors must know who you are, what you believe in, and what you stand for. Your businesses must relate that ethic. Your choice of investment must also relate that ethic. Because ultimately, it is the one thing that will give you an identity. So when people hear spiritual capital, they're thinking all over the place. No, it is who are your values, what are your values, What is it that you align with so that I know? You have some people who clearly will ask, what faith are you? Or what do you believe in? And you have to be completely clear about that, because it's going to be your guiding light. It's going to tap into your human capital as well. You got that? Your last capital is the one that makes everyone so excited all the time. It's the money. Your financial capital is the last capital. Do you know why it would be the last capital? Any takers? Please, let's participate, guys.
Because it's based on all the others.
Absolutely. Yes. Because it's based on all the others. If all your other capitals are misaligned and are not working, your financial capital will never work. It will not work. Because imagine if in your human capital there, you're like, hey, you're unwell, or you're an addict, or you've got mental health issues, or you're not really cultivating the skills you have. Do you think people will invest in you financially? Why not? Because they don't believe in you, right? You have not invested in yourself. Right. Then in your intellectual capital, you are not learning from the world around you. You're not learning from your own experiences. How can you then come to the table and expect money when you're not a learning organism? Who's going to give you their money? For what reason? They'll be like, no thanks, it's okay, we're good. Right? Your social capital, you've gone and eroded it. People have said what they've said, they've done what they've done, and now you're walking into a room and you're like, my business is great, and you're giving them the charts, the figures, the everything. People don't invest in ideas, they invest in people. The idea might be great, but they'll invest in people. They will look at you, they'll look at what people have said about you, they will do their due diligence. Your figures might be great, but if you are not, they're not going to invest. So your figure that out. Your business side of things will always work out, but your personal side must be aligned, because people invest in people. And then your spiritual. Do you know your value system? Can I trust that if you say you're going to sign a contract where you're going to return the loan, it's going to come back? Do your values align with that? Have you consistently shown that I can trust you? That also goes back to social capital, because they have to be people who be like, yes, the references we see. We want a reference. So all those capitals, if they're not aligned, that means your financial capital will never align. You have to tick every box, recheck every box, and it's not like, oh, I finished. No, go back. Keep checking. Keep aligning. It's like a car. It's great when it's driven out of the garage, when it's brand new. But if you don't keep servicing it, if you don't get checking on it, you're going to have a very, very old and moving piece of metal that's going to sit there. So those are your 5 capitals. You apply them individually, you apply them within your family, and ultimately the wealth will build itself. The money will come. Does that make sense? And then understanding one important thing when you're doing wealth transfer, ladies. My last point. Understanding the difference between the business system and the family system. Within your business system, you are going to make decisions based on a lot of alphabetical terms like KPIs and what, right? It's easy. Your business system has metrics that you can gauge. There's so many people who have come up with ways that you can make your business system work. You know when your finance is failing and you need to hire a new accountant or a new financial director. And your business system, you can make the best business and you can build a billion-dollar empire. Your family system, however, is different. You do not hire your children. You give birth to them. And I remember I had a funny conversation with someone yesterday where I was like, there's a meme I kept on laughing at on Instagram where someone was like, if you have a lot of problems, it's okay as long as you don't have a stranger in the stomach. And then I was like, ooh, stranger in the stomach. That works for family business because when you give birth to a child, it's a stranger. And you're raising a stranger. And you're hoping that the way you raise the stranger will be able to make their way through life. But you're also hoping that whatever you're building, they're going to be able to take care of it. So, when you look at your family system, understand that each of your family members, you didn't choose them because they were the best. You were given to them they were given to you as custodian. That means you have to also teach them about the 5 capitals. You have to also be able to pass on your knowledge, your experience. You have to check on their human capital because at a certain point in time they can't. You have to teach them the spiritual capital because you want to give them the tools to be able to take over what you're building. And then ultimately you have to teach them that this wealth that I've built, you are stewards. You are not going to spend it and squander it. You are going to be custodians who are going to add to it so that your children and your grandchildren will benefit from it. Right. That's all for me today. Ghana is a paper business.
Thank you very much. Let's give her a round of applause. So for those that registered for Tsitsi's table, you'll be able to get an opportunity to ask more questions. I know we're not running a question and answer, so we just want to maximize on the round tables. Is that okay? Yeah. Fantastic. Please let's give her a round of applause. Thank you so much, Tsitsi. Are we still okay? Yes. People look a bit tense, like facially. What are we doing? Are we thinking? Yes. You're thinking? Okay, all right, okay. No, fantastic. So, our next speaker is Dr. Lance Mabundiani. He's here. And Dr. Lance, let me see, how did I meet Dr. Lance? CCAZ, I attended conference. So most of the time, I'm very strategic about how I meet people. So I'll just meet and I'll be in the background. Hello, sir, how are you? The next conference, I'm Norma, remember me? And then the next time, yeah, you know, let me sit down. Oh, this is what I do up until we get here. Now I'm saying access in Yana, I hope I do have access. So Dr. Lance he was the Bank ABC CEO, and he was also Steward Bank CEO. And Dr. Lance is very popular, I think, for digital entrepreneurship, positioning products digitally. And I think in all the places that I've seen him work, he's able to transform the company, transform the brand of those companies, and also transforming, I think, the way that people view that specific product. So he's here to speak wealth, he's here to speak equity, and he's the first man to speak at the Money Soirée. I mean, others were like, how come there's only one man to speak? And I was like, yeah, also become Dr. Lance, then we'll invite you to speak. I'm just joking. So you never know, maybe in the next couple of years we'll have somebody else. But ladies and gentlemen, please give Dr. Lance a round of applause as he comes forward.
Why are you standing up? Come on. Please sit down. Hey. Good afternoon, everyone. I have never been surrounded by so much XY chromosomes in my life. You know what they say? I now understand that expression where they say, what does it feel like to be the last man left on the planet, right? But it's such an honor to be here, and I'm extremely humbled that you guys invited me to this session. And I think to see all of you in Noma